This car is the Pegassi Torero XO. It's the latest $3 million offering from Rockstar, and it is one of the fastest cars on GTA Online. It will melt your mind, it will burn up the road, it will torch every vehicle that you stack alongside it. The only question is it good enough to take the king down? Hello everybody, it's Megalithic here, otherwise known as Puglo Escassodding Raccoon, and we're here today to have a look at the Pegassi Torero XO, retailing at a price of $2,890,000, which I'm sure you'll agree, ladies and gentlemen, is near enough $3 million, you know. And what do we think of it? Well, in terms of looks, ladies and gentlemen, it's sort of more brutal than falling down the stairs while you're being attacked by a tiger or a shark, you know, or both of them at the same time. Or another way to put it, ladies and gentlemen, if you prefer, is it's more savage than the Roman Empire, you know. Okay, all things being said, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like every other Pegassi on the game, but we've got to pretend it looks fantastic, even though it's hideously ugly. Okay, well, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We have now got ourselves two Pegassi Toreros, fully upgraded across the board, and we're going to take them out onto the street and see how they handle. Okay, now, of course, we would not be putting out a King video, ladies and gentlemen, were this car not a serious contender, and we can assure you that this Pegassi Torero XO certainly is a serious contender. In terms of top speed, or in terms of acceleration, ladies and gentlemen, should we start there? Well, it sort of takes off like a flaming pig launched from a trebuchet, you know. Handling, ladies and gentlemen, as you saw, struggling to get around the corner there. I'm afraid it's heavier to handle than the Hoover Dam. That's the simple truth of it. But top speed, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, we really are flying down there, you know. It's it's got less regard for the laws of physics than someone who believes in the flat earth theory, you know. And there we go. Hasn't got the braking, ladies and gentlemen. It's got fantastic top speed, but the braking's quite poor, the handling's quite poor. It's going to struggle to get around those corners at top speed, you know. Okay, well, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. That may well be what holds it back, you know, but we're gonna go and find out now exactly what's up. So we're gonna start our test, ladies and gentlemen, by taking the vehicle onto the top speed test track, don't you know. This is the Pegassi Torero, ladies and gentlemen, XO. We've got Mr. Raccoon in his grey one, myself in the blue one there, and in that it's sort of a break from the convention of normal videos, but in keeping with the King videos, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to start off with a full lap now of or a full stretch of the top speed test track. Now we don't normally include these things in. It is only going to be included in the King videos, ladies and gentlemen. Now, that's just to give you an idea of the full stretch that we've built here. Okay, just to give you an indication, ladies and gentlemen, what we consider to be a competitive time, of course, is 53.54 seconds. That's what Pegassi's Entorno can do, and that's what we consider to be a broadly benchmark time. Now, the vehicles of note that have got down here, recently they've been doing it in 52 seconds, ladies and gentlemen. We've even got 50s and 51s out there in the likes of the Zeno and the Krieger, ladies and gentlemen. So what can we get from the Torero XO? And we're waiting, and bloody hell, ladies and gentlemen, it's broke the 50-second mark. It's 49.884, and we are consistently getting times down there, I can assure you, of 59.5, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so here we are, ladies and gentlemen. We are now just going to put up a couple of other cars that have been released recently. People consider to be very fast, to give you an indication. We have got the Ignis there, ladies and gentlemen, and the Ignis crosses the line. This is by way of comparison in 52 seconds. Another vehicle that people uphold to be extremely fast, ladies and gentlemen, is the Principe Devastate. We loathe this vehicle, don't you know? And yes, we are going to send it down there, and the Principe Devastate can do it in, and we're going to be waiting for that one now. Okay, and here we are waiting once again, and it's 51.5 seconds, ladies and gentlemen. So okay, they are considered very fast cars, and yes, they're not beating the whatever the Torero XO. Okay, so this is the Tesseract, ladies and gentlemen. I do believe the Pegassi Tesseract, another vehicle that people seem to uphold to be very fast and very fine. We've never got on with it, to be quite frank with you. Don't particularly like the vehicle, and it gets down the top speed test track in 52.391, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so another vehicle, what we consider to be the fastest car. You may have heard us saying, ladies and gentlemen, before people refer to the Ocelot prior to being the fastest car, we found it was actually the Benefactor Krieger, ladies and gentlemen. It could take down even take down the GTO, don't you know, down the top speed test track, not necessarily consistently around Sandy Shores. Okay, so the Benefactor Krieger can do it in 51.740. So a very fast time, ladies and gentlemen, but it doesn't come close to the 49.5 for the we're getting for the whatever that is called, the Torero. What can we say, ladies and gentlemen? It's absolutely phenomenal. Okay, so we are going to now start doing some tests, and we're not going to go ahead with the standard test. In fact, we're going to start right at the end, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to start with the Pegassi Zentorno, you know. So this is $725,000 for this particular car, ladies and gentlemen. We normally bring it out as this sort of penultimate vehicle in our test, given a price of what we consider to be a competitive car up against any other vehicle. And my God, ladies and gentlemen, we've had to start with it today because this Torero is lining up to destroy everything around the track, and the Pegassi Zentorno is the first head to roll, I'm afraid. Okay, well, we're going to move it on to another Pegassi now, ladies and gentlemen, what we consider to be one step above the Zentorno, not necessarily in terms of a value for money. That's why we love the Zentorno so dearly, don't you know? For a marginally better performance, ladies and gentlemen, you can go and pay $1,329,000 for the Pegassi Tempesta, and you'll be sat just as far behind as you were in the Zentorno. Okay, so there we go, ladies and gentlemen. We don't recommend we do recommend the Zentorno. We don't recommend the Pegassi Tempesta. Fine a car as it is, because Zentornos are comparable for a much cheaper price. Either way, ladies and gentlemen, we're now going to move it on to that Pegassi Ignis that we brought out earlier. Now this really is top tier Pegassi business, you know, ladies and gentlemen. Retailing for a price of $2,765,000, ladies and gentlemen. Now we found it to be absolutely fantastic around the track. You can go and check our video out on our review. We were thoroughly impressed. It had fantastic acceleration, fantastic top speed. Handling wasn't too bad either. It gave the RSX a good run for its money, and my God, ladies and gentlemen, it's a startling shock to see it sat so far behind the Torero there. Okay, so we are going to take things very, very seriously, ladies and gentlemen. The King's sort of title is at the crown is at stake, ladies and gentlemen. The very crown we have been upholding, of course, ladies and gentlemen, the RSX to be the finest car on GTA Online around the street. Since its release, it superseded the GTO, ladies and gentlemen, which held the crown before it. We have now brought out the Lamborghini Tigon. It's a very, very fine car, retailing for $2,310,000. It can beat most things around the track, and my God, ladies and gentlemen, it's a million miles away from the Torero XO. Okay, so this really is very, very unnerving, you know. We have now decided to bring out the vehicle that was released very recently in the same sort of ballpark, in fact slightly more expensive, ladies and gentlemen. The Benefactor LM87, $2,915,000 purchases you that particular car, ladies and gentlemen. And as you can see, it is once again an absolute ice age behind the Torero XO, which frankly, it's its acceleration, it sets off faster than a fire alarm in Snoop Dogg's smoking room, and there is no other way to put it, I'm afraid. Okay, so another car that was released recently, ladies and gentlemen, a very fast car, was the Entity, ladies and gentlemen. It's the Overflod Entity MT, retailing for a price of $2,355,000. You know, it was quite a good car, but we didn't consider it to be worth the money, all things considered. Lots of faults wrong with it. The only real problem, ladies and gentlemen, with the Pegassi Torero is the handling. You know, it's sort of harder to handle than finding a polar bear in your refrigerator. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, there's no question it's going to absolutely smash the Entity into the ground there. Okay, so once again, we bought it out earlier, ladies and gentlemen, the Principe Devastate to $1.8 million. I refuse to give you the exact price because I loathe it so much. People do uphold it to be a very, very fast car, but it is not going to stand even close, ladies and gentlemen, to the Pegassi Torero XO, which is sort of more mind-bending than being raised in a religious cult, or San Francisco as it's known. You know, it's just that mind-bending in terms of speed, ladies and gentlemen, and that is no question the Principe Devastate sat behind the Torero XO, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so we are going to bring out the Ocelot Pariah. As we say, ladies and gentlemen, many people uphold this to be the fastest vehicle on the game. It was for a time, although it wasn't the best around the street in our opinion, because the RSX was just better. $1,420,000, ladies and gentlemen, purchases you this particular vehicle, and unfortunately, yes, it's sort of half the price, and it's going to be a long way behind you on the track there. I'm going to take this opportunity to point out all of the other vehicles are being driven by Mr. Raccoon. His name's The Bromby. His channel is called The Bromby. If you type that into YouTube, you can find him on there. It's got some rather good videos on there. The Pariah loses, ladies and gentlemen. So we are now going to take things about as seriously as we can. This effectively, ladies and gentlemen, could be the final masquerade in itself. It is one of the fastest cars, one of the best cars on GTA Online. It's the Benefactor Krieger, retailing for $2,875,000. We very rarely bring it out, ladies and gentlemen, because it would be absolutely pointless, as it is effectively one step down from the GTO and the RSX, the only cars that it can't take down, ladies and gentlemen, are those two particular vehicles, the two Garotis. Everything else it can drive into the ground, and it can't even touch the Pegassi Torero XO. Now, we would be ending it here, ladies and gentlemen, with the final masquerade. We were going to bring out the former king, the Grotti Italia GTO. Now, this car retails for $1,965,000, I do believe. I haven't checked my list. I believe that's what it was. We upheld this car to be the finest car on GTA for the longest time around the street, ladies and gentlemen. It hasn't necessarily got the best handling, but my God, its top-end speed simply could not be beaten. It left everything in its wake. Not a single car could take it down as far as we were. My God, ladies and gentlemen, look at that. It is at an absolute mile ride. Okay, this really is looking rather bad for the RSX, ladies and gentlemen. The RSX wasn't that far in front of the GTO, so of course at this point there is only one more question left, and that question is the Grotti Italia RSX. It is the final masquerade, ladies and gentlemen. It is the king of the ring, what we uphold to be the finest car on GTA Online, and we're going to see if it can still hold that crown, hold that title, and hold that spot, ladies and gentlemen. Can the RSX do it? Can it maintain its honor against this newcomer, ladies and gentlemen, this Pegassi? You know, Pegassi hasn't even been in the running. It could have been Benefactor, it could have been Ocelot maybe. It's never been the Pegassis, ladies and gentlemen. They've never come close to holding the crown, and my God, it's an absolute mile in front of the RSX there, and there we go. It is all over, ladies and gentlemen. So behold your new king, the Pegassi Torero XO. Okay, what can one say about it? In terms of looks, ladies and gentlemen, it's meaner and more menacing than a Scotsman in a kilt. In terms of acceleration, it launches off like Elon Musk riding a rocket ship to Mars. In terms of handling, less responsive than a Kermito's concrete cow, and top speed more shocking and terrifying than a zombie Hitler with a stun gun. Should you buy it? Yes, you most certainly should. It's the best thing around the street now. Sodding hell, bloody raccoon. I do hope you enjoyed the video, and thank you very much for watching.